Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to see me play your deck, hang out with me in the amazing BoshNRoll community in Discord, access to my lists and sideboard guides before tournaments, book an individual coaching session, or just generally want to support what's going on here, check out the Patreon and YouTube membership options. For the finest Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, use code BoshNRoll for 10% off your order at coalesceapparel.shop. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. If you want to play what I'm playing, use my affiliate link to support the channel while you shop for cards at tcgplayer.com and play any deck anytime on Magic Online with a cardhoarder.com loan account. Thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. This is episode 2 of the Epic Storm Challenge. Jeremy, the founder of 7 Factor Software, one of the channel's generous sponsors, has put up a $500 bounty if I can trophy with the Epic Storm. And I've already fired one bullet, and I missed. Recapping that league real quick, I went 3-2. I lost to Green-White Depths when I failed to pivot on my Burning Wish target. I kept a hand based on, I can turn one Echo, and then failed to realize I could just empty instead once I understood the matchup. And I lost to Doomsday, which, when I went into the Epic Storm homie chat, Alex McKinley of theepicstorm.com basically said, shrug, that matchup's unwinnable. And I've kind of massaged the rules a little bit here. I don't know if there are rules. I hope this is a positive and not a rule-breaking strat, but I have Alex on the call with me. What's up, Alex?
Hey, everyone. How's it going?
Yep, surprise. This is going to turn into the Epic Storm with a co-pilot, a highly competent co-pilot, fellow Vintage World Champion, by the way. There are 2 Eternal Weekend paintings in this video right now. And you're also a longtime staff writer at theepicstorm.com. And right after Bryant, you are the name I associate with this deck. So I'm very excited that I could get you onto the call here.
Yeah, it's nice to be on. It's always fun to be playing Legacy, and especially this deck. And with some of the more recent changes we've had too. I know that you took them for a spin last time, but they're still relatively new.
Yeah, the Crash is pretty cool. We get to destroy Chalice of the Void for free while building Storm for 0 mana, and you don't need 2 mountains with the Pulverize, but that's still here too, because the prison decks are out in force these days. And we just beat up on blue decks, and we can race Reanimator. Really, other than Doomsday, what are the crap, this kind of matchups?
Oops All Spells is not a deck you want to see.
Sure. Yep.
Makes perfect sense. Yeah, in general, combo decks that are faster than you tend to be the worst matchups, along with 8-cast. 8-cast is another matchup that we just don't want to see.
Okay. 8-cast, I guess, a little surprising, but I guess they are a Chalice deck with 8 Force of Will, so the story checks out. I believe it. Okay.
Chalice on 1 beating Bill, somewhere to beat their forces is brutal.
Right, that is true. I haven't seen 8-cast out in the wild in a long time. Obviously, now we're going to queue into it 3 times now that I've spoken it into existence, but the leagues are known for just fast combo, just people on their lunch break trying to play 5 rounds in an hour. And Doomsday, super popular right now. Max's showcase win is still hot in everyone's mind. I have played Doomsday 4 times on the channel since Max won that tournament, and it's just hot right now. So let's hope we dodge that. Is there anything that you want to say specifically? I did like the whole deck breakdown in the last video. We don't need to go card by card. We mentioned the Crash. Yeah. Is there anything really that is I need to know before we go into this? Like something completely contrary to what I may have believed a month ago, like any massive updates in technology?
No, not really. But if you haven't been following the deck closely, the key to this deck is patience, especially in the blue matchups. In general, it gets better unless you're playing against a prison deck. So just that is the hard part of this deck, of knowing when to be patient versus when to be aggressive. And I think unlike traditional Storm decks like Ant, this deck mulligans really well. So hitting that mulligan button 2-3 times in a game I'm down. I'm here for it.
All right, sounds good. That also sounds kind of validating. My first league isn't up yet. It's recorded but not public at the time that we're recording this one. You haven't seen the gameplay. I don't know if you would watch it even if it was up, but in my round against Reanimator, there were, I think, 3 or 4 turns where we just kind of bounced like Wishclaw Talisman into play, and then my opponent would like answer it, or I'd have to wish for the answer to Sarah's Emissary, giving them the talisman, and then I'd have to spend another turn replaying another talisman. And like I had LED and some fast mana floating around, and I was like, I think there's a win here. Why would I? I was just like sitting on Veil of Summer in hand and like a bunch of mana. I could definitely do it if I untapped, and maybe do it if I just went now. And I was just hyper patient and always wondering if I'm supposed to play like that, or if I should just go for the W against the deck without blue cards in it. And obviously that's not enough context for you to answer that question, but just the whole time I was like, every time I pass the turn feels bad, but also like, what could they do? I'm holding Veil of Summer. So it
Veil of Summer's a heck of a Magic card.
It really is. We've decided to put 4 of them in the deck today, and that's how we feel about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So my vision for this league is to kind of, I'll tell you what I'm thinking, and you tell me if you agree or disagree, rather than just handing the reins over to you completely. And let's try to get this bread. I have cut Alex in on the $500 if we earn it, so we're both motivated. And let's go play the Epic Storm. We're here in round 1. We're on the draw against X Shockwave X. Alex, are you a MTG Goldfish username checker?
Oh, I love checking it. You kind of have to when a lot of times games take 2 or 3 turns.
Okay, I'm in. I did that on the first video as well. And X Shockwave X, Jeskai Control trophy on September 10th, which is a month and change ago. This is not recent. Jeskai Control, another one, another month before that. So nothing recent. We've got some vintage Doomsday in the mix on the scoreboard here, but a lot of Azorius land still. Yeah, this is a vintage and legacy player who seems to like blue cards in general, but Doomsday is on the resume. For this hand, I think we have Wishclaw Talisman and Mox Opals on. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I would keep this hand. I'm not sure if I would. I think I would cycle this bobble pretty quickly.
Okay.
Just to like draw into more action, because we can just like play turn 2 Wishclaw anyway. But we'll see what our draw step is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you ever Rite of Flame out Wishclaw to have it on turn 1, or is that just like, save it for later, be patient?
Maybe, but I don't think that.
That doesn't even work. That literally doesn't work. It's not a red card. Never mind.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of CEDH where Rite of Flame out a I'm brain farting, Talisman is a pretty normal play. Do you run the Mox Opal out, save it for Storm?
I would save it for Storm here. I'd also pop the bobble on their turn. We don't want to fetch on their turn necessarily, because there could be wastelands, or if we get discard spelled, we can protect the card.
And are we targeting ourselves or them?
I would target ourselves here.
All right. That's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
I bobble myself, Volcanic Island on top. Probably not interested in that one. We'll see if there's Wastelands in the mix. Is that the card we're worried about?
Well, Plains is a card I'm excited to see out of the opponent.
Yeah, this looks like they're in that Sharkstill pocket. And we don't want this Volcanic Island, right?
I don't actually hate the land here, but we're definitely looking for a Veil of Summer. So
okay,
I could see it going either way.
I like getting rowdy here. Let's find a new draw. We have a green source already. Underground Sea Taiga gives us all our colors. I'm thinking Underground Sea. Is that where you're at? All right.
Yeah. Underground Sea Taiga are the best 2 lands in the deck.
Is it in that order, or just, one way or another? We could Echo here, but we're unprotected. Is this just patience? Wishclaw go?
Yeah, I would just play a Wishclaw and pass. Like you said that we could Echo here, and I was like, we can? I mean, I guess.
I don't think it's good, but I mean, we literally could.
Yeah. And if our opponent interacts with this, we're kind of happy in any which way. This opal may or may not be active later, but we should be okay.
If
Even
they
if this gets
interact with
prismatic
this,
endinged.
yeah, ending is the card I'm worried about turning on, but I mean we're gonna slog through this one way or the other.
Yeah. And also if they cast the ending next turn, that means that they aren't casting
We're just on
Narset.
beatdowns. All right, we're looking like Jeskai here, not Shark still. Oh baby, maybe it is Shark still. Jeskai doesn't do that. All right, I'm punished for the. Yep, this is Shark still. Punished for sending the volcanic island away. There's Veil, but not taking me anywhere.
Yeah, we don't really have anything to do here.
Do you ever like wish claw for a land drop, give them the claw, and try to set up a veiled activity next turn?
That's interesting. So I think. So if we were to get anything with this wish claw, it would be the LED, right?
Yeah, I think, and then we Veil of Summer, LED, Echo, Let's Party next turn. I worry if they have a second Wasteland, they could just wish for it and put me on dead. But then I get the claw back.
Yeah.
Do we want to do that? Because they can't like really wish for a spell under their own standstill. They could get like Urza Saga. I think I like wishing here.
Okay, yeah, let's see what happens.
Oh yeah. Make a desperate little wish. This also puts 8 cards in my hand. Built. All right, Lion's Eye Diamond goes to my hand.
Just like discard this Burning Wish, I think. To hand size.
Right. Sure. We'll see that later. Is Burning Wish worse than Wish Claw? I guess Wish, because like the Rite of Flame, there's a backup plan here. If Veil of Summer gets countered, then do we like hang back on Burning Wish, or are we committed to Wish Claw?
The Claw is generally better because it's more flexible. So that's why I'm kind of interested in discarding this Burning Wish.
All right, I'll bite. Were we just supposed to discard Echo? Like let them know?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean that was headed there anyway. But yeah, we'll see. The wish for Wasteland is what I don't want to see here. Then we need to rip a green source or a 0 to try to play more.
Yep. We don't have options going on, and this is a matchup that does get better post-board, especially when we understand what's going on.
Right.
You get to bring in the third relay and a pair of decays.
All right. Looks like they have a Wasteland. Or an Urza Saga. Okay. Made their land drop. I'm very happy with that. I barely care what they wish for now. Because they could just wish for Force.
That's
or just
fine.
Send it. Okay. We found a 0.
A draw.
You just Veil first, see what happens.
So I guess the question is do we want to play around something like a Spell Pierce? And we actually get to bait harder here, right? Because we could go Chromox, Imprint right, play out the rest of the 0s, cast Dark Grit, cast Wishclaw Talisman, see what they do, and try to fight there and present like multiple threats.
Okay. Yeah, I'm into that. Yeah, let's do it. Chromox.
Take your standstill trigger.
Yep, enjoy. Please don't have Hull Breacher in your deck.
Oh boy.
This is just Force of Negation time.
Fetching to thin.
Okay. Pitch the right.
Yep.
And then play out the...
Play LED first because we don't want to incentivize them to extra counter this LED.
Right.
That's just like one of those sequencing things we teach TES players is Mox Opal always goes last.
Right. And then Dark Ritual. Yeah, they're making moves.
Sure. I'll cast my Veil of Summer here.
Deal.
They fought over something. That was kind of the goal.
Yep. Now the goal is for them to not have a second counter, but even if they do, we Echo, and then they would need a third counter to stop the Echo.
Yep.
They do have the second Force, pitching Force. All right, I guess we just Echo here.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a spin. And we'd rather have red than blue floating at the end of this, right?
I think so. It's close.
All right. I'll take close. Did you have 3 forces in your hand? You did not. Okay. Now they have a fresh hand, and Storm is 8. We have 1 new mana Rite of Flame gets cast off the Wish. That's basic, or off the Mox. That's basically a freebie. I'll start there. Play Mox Opal last.
Yep.
Here's LED.
We do have all 6 mana just to take the 50-50 odds, because they're probably on like 1 Force Negation. I guess they have a Forcible out of the deck too, because it got exiled. So I think the odds are in our favor to try and just hit the tendrils here.
Okay. Opal.
If they counter this, I will be ecstatic.
Then we what, relay for?
We relay for 13.
Yeah.
And that seems powerful.
Yeah. Not bad. Just drawing a full quarter of the deck. We're pitching Brainstorm. All right. You got me. Then just Burning Wish, hold priority, rip it.
Yep, Burning Wish, hold priority, crack for red.
All right, make red, red, red. Did you draw 2 forces? You did not. Okay. Relay for 15, kids.
Yeah.
Galvanic relay. Disappointing. That was like almost smart. I mean, that does take me off green for the next Veil.
Yeah, it took us off just drawing a relay as well.
Do I want to bobble on my turn this time in case they have Narset? Like, or do I just want to?
Yeah, I would bobble here, especially because we already hit Metalcraft off of our stuff here.
Right.
But that's a lot of cards that I think kill our opponent.
Is so many cards. There's a Burning Wish and a Veil in the mix, and another relay if we need to take another spin. Let's have a look at the top of that deck. Basic Plains, you got it, homie. Pass a turn.
Yeah, there's a reason why your podcast host likes to call this card Red Necropotence.
Oh yeah, this is very clearly Necropotence. Another Storm, not super helpful, but it is Storm.
Yeah. And it looks like we have options to just put a Lethal Tendrils on the stack or to relay again, and maybe do both. Haven't counted the mana yet, but
all right.
No Wasteland is annoying.
Yeah, and they have Wishclaw, so like whatever their best card is, they can have it, but then they have to give me my Wishclaw back, and then I have my best card too. Yeah, this is kind of like you're in prison. Like, go ahead, wish for your best card. Do you think it's better than my best card? Because I don't. I've played this deck. I know what's in the main deck.
Post-board, it gets spookier.
Yeah. Especially if they're in my wheelhouse of Deafening Silence, Null Rod, just not interested in losing these sort of matchups.
Yeah. Deafening Silence is a lot less scary than Null Rod because it basically just taxes you 3 mana to go find your Abrupt Decay.
Right. Standstill. All right. Fresh Grip's coming. Snapcaster still beaten down. And here is the pile of stuff. Land from the hand. Do we lead on Veil or Veil later?
Well, we can't currently cast the Veil.
Right. I mean, we have a land that can do that. Yeah. We can just like get green source, jam Veil, or figure out, or like push into it a little bit. Does that matter? Do I just like play a bobble, let the standstill break, and then move forward with more mana?
I would just start by casting the zeros because everything is face up, right?
Right. They don't know the 2 cards in my hand, but everything else is whatever.
Yeah. I think I would try to resolve this Brainstorm just to see if we can convert the cards in our hand into something useful, because I don't think that we're like that bottlenecked on mana here.
Okay.
Especially if we can convert this Chrome Mox into a real mana source. That's real neat.
Yeah, that's true. Lion's Eye Diamond. Opal still chilling. Do I even make my land drop yet, or save that for later?
Oh, we can play one of the Bloodstained Mires.
Okay. Bloodstained. Are we going to need this Underground Sea at any point? Or I think
Probably
we're just
not,
off
no.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Bloodstained Mire and go for the Brainstorm.
Yep. Bloodstained Mire is the best fetch in the deck because it finds all of the lands.
Right. Here's a Brainstorm. We found just straight up
sick.
Tendrils Daddy here.
Yeah.
Can we put it on the stack? 1, 2, 3, 4. We can just put it on the stack. Oh, there's the Opal in hand as well. So
yeah.
Wishclaw Now, are we just planning to win this turn and get rid of the Wishclaw, storm up with the bauble?
Yeah, I was not planning on giving them another turn.
Okay, right. Sure. Okay, and replace the opal. Keep this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could try the Veil now, see if it gets countered. Do we care? Is that even like part of the
Not
plan?
really. I would cast the Rite of Flame.
Yeah, we get Rite of Flame.
And notably, we can cast the Veil off of our Lion's Eye Diamond.
Oh, right. That's sick. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Bauble from hand.
Yeah. Tap our opal for black.
Make black fresh opal. And make black again. And just send it in there.
Yeah.
Up, natty daddy tendrils.
And if they somehow have a way to beat this, we just get to relay again. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they have to beat the tendrils and the veil, and we could still we could still relay for most of the deck. Yeah, that was resounding. The old relay for 15, we managed to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Against this deck, we bring in relay and abrupt decay. Do you ever bring in Thoughtseize, or is that just a Burning Wish target?
It's mostly a Burning Wish target. That card exists in the sideboard mostly to be a Mindbreak Trap beater, because people decide to play that card all the time.
Right. What are the cuts here?
So, because they're a slow blue deck, we cut the Echo Beyonds.
Okay.
Because they have Narsets and a bunch of Red Blasts and stuff like that, and Relay is an engine replacement. And then we cut one of each Mox.
Okay. That makes sense. All right, yeah, all of the engines are either still in the deck or replaced by something better, and we have outs to various Null Rod type nonsense, and storm in time. Let's go. I'm not a big storm guy, but I gotta say, seeing Dark Ritual and Brainstorm next to each other in a deck fires the good chemicals in my brain.
Yeah,
that just
those cards are very good.
Aesthetically appealing and delightful.
Yeah, normally there's a card that goes in between them on the Magic Online Sorter of Ponder.
Yeah, that's over here now. It's called Mishra's Bauble.
Yeah, being 0 mana is really good. Speaking of really good.
Yeah. This is just like a turn to relay for a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we just keep these and grind.
Yeah, don't even need to play out the Bauble early because it represents 2 cards for this relay.
Right. Relay. Bloodstained Mire and pass. Leading on Ottawa is kind of whack. Like, I expect this is a Force of Will hand with a standstill. That's what I think is going on, because they clearly kept, like, you can lead on any land, I'm not going to touch your mana base, and they chose Ottawa. That's kind of suspicious.
I almost wouldn't cast a relay here. I wonder if there's like a Flusterstorm coming. We could just play land go.
Is that better than land Wishclaw?
So next turn we have 5 mana, which means we can go Dark Ritual, Claw into relay, which is generally a pretty powerful sequence against these blue decks because it hammer and nails you really hard.
Yep, I'll buy that. That sounds terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if they're representing Flusterstorm and they just like make a land drop. Okay, this is what I was talking about. The weakness of leading on Ottawa. They clearly kept this hand on the strength of the spells, not on the lands. So they got something over there that they think is worth having a bad opening hand for.
Interesting.
Okay. We have a ass load of mana and the ability to tutor, and we can relay. Can we relay twice?
We can relay twice.
Whoa.
Yeah, I would play this Underground Sea and just start casting rituals.
Let's see what shakes out here. Okay. There was a pause, and then it resolved. Other ritual. And do we Wishclaw first?
Yeah, I would put the Wishclaw on this deck here.
Yeah, I guess if this resolves, we're representing Veil of Summer for the rest of the turn.
Yeah, I don't think I would Veil to beat a Flusterstorm. I think I would just cast our second relay. Or are we mana short for that?
We're one short of that.
That's annoying.
And we can't really give them Wishclaw post board, because then they can wish for one of their hate pieces. Like if they have a Null Rod, they wish for that, and
yeah,
bad news.
I would just play out our zeros and fetch for Taiga and cast our relay and see what happens.
Right, is there a reason to fetch or play zeros first? Does that matter?
That sequencing doesn't matter, I don't think.
All right, I'm going to fetch first then. Get Taiga.
Yeah.
And LED. And Bauble. And let's look at 6 cards.
Yeah. If they decide to Flusterstorm this, which I think is pretty likely, I don't think I would crack the LED to pay. I think I would just fetch a land. Oh, this is resolving.
These are just happening. What is going on here? All right. They kept this hand on the strength of something and then did nothing instead. Do we bobble here?
Ourselves now? Yeah. So
Bobble
we get
me.
Narset out of our trigger.
Brainstorm on top.
Brainstorm.
That's good if they don't have Narset and bad if they do.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd be tempted to shuffle here because I think all I want is another Veil of Summer.
Okay.
Is this, if they didn't have the Flusterstorm, this feels like this could be a double force hand from them.
Makes sense. They kept on the strength of something, and it's clearly like not actually helpful against what we did. Do we get Bayou for the green or Badlands for the core colors?
I would get Bayou or Badlands. I don't think it really matters which.
Okay. Ooh. Tendrils Daddy.
That's a card.
Yeah. Straight from the hand again. I know Bryant recently, and I watched his 5.0 video when I was studying for this league, and he was talking about whether you still need the main deck Tendrils, and it's been showing up for me in my limited experience.
Yeah, it's like my least favorite card in the deck half the time, and then other times it's just the best thing you could possibly draw, which is an annoying conundrum to be in.
Yes, indeed.
It was a card that we figured out in the Luros era should just be in the main deck, and it's kind of stuck ever since, just on a lot of mana margins. It's just a lot cheaper to have it in the main deck.
Okay, stand still, you got it. Not that I could do anything about it. And we're just going to shove into this homie representing Veil of Summer off the Wishclaw, right?
Yeah.
Not a backup plan here.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick to the Opal last rules of engagement here.
It's a little bit different when it's face up on the table, but yeah.
I'm going to play the land from exile. That is going to happen at some point in this turn. Opal. Petal. And Storm is 3 currently. I can... Does it matter? Probably just use Taiga to Rite of Flame, or do I want to fetch the Badlands?
I think I would use Taiga to cast Rite of Flame.
All right. Taiga to Rite of Flame. And how do we kill the opponent now? I can Burning Wish with 4 mana still, or 5 mana still up without using my LEDs. If that's even good. I could like...
Yeah, we could potentially just make goblins here. I don't know if the Sharksteel players would have answers to goblins post board, but...
Right. If I wish for Thoughtseize and poke their hand, if they have 2 counters, that's bad. Do we have enough mana? With the Tendrils already in hand, the LEDs get a lot worse.
We have 6 initial mana here, so we can Burning Wish, Thoughtseize, and then Relay again.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Burning Wish, Thoughtseize, Relay again. That sounds pretty cool to me. All right, Burning Wish.
And if they interact at all, that's completely fine with me.
Yeah, because that builds the same Storm, gets the same card out of their hand.
Yeah.
Doing something. A blue-white spell.
Dovin's Veto?
Dovin's Veto.
Take. That taps them out, too.
Okay, do I want to make a move on Veil of Summer here? Do we care? Like, Wishclaw for Veil and then win somehow?
No, I don't think so. So we could Wishclaw for Ad Nauseam. I think that's kind of the card that this Claw wants, but I don't think it really matters. Especially when we could just Relay again for another... We just draw 7 more cards.
All right, I'm in. Patience, right? Team patience.
Yeah.
All right, Badlands, here we go. And then let's just draw 7 more cards.
Yeah. I heard that you fair blue players like to draw cards.
Yeah, we do. This is making Standstill looking kind of embarrassing. All right, there's Veil. Just ready to party next turn. Burning Wish, some mana, and another relay. I get it. I get it, Storm Cabal. I understand.
We have a Necropotence to refill again.
Yep, we can re-Necro if they get another turn somehow.
Yeah.
The way they get another turn is like Null Rod.
Yeah.
Even that, we have like 4 mana set up on. Teferi, yep. I mean, I can't interact, so resolves. I'm thinking about it like,
Card is slightly annoying. It does mean that we have to lead on this Veil of Summer early instead of late.
Right.
But overall, it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, it being face up, not a huge deal. I mean, the Veil being face up makes Teferi less potent than if we were trying to hide it in the hand. Bouncing my Talisman makes sense. Wasteland, okay.
I don't believe that this Wasteland is particularly effective at this stage of the game.
No, we have 4 of our 5 lands in play, and we can get the other one. All colors are locked up.
Can't get the Volcanic with a Verdant Catacombs in exile. So
right. We have the Scalding Tarn in hand. We can brainstorm to move stuff around. Yeah, we'll see how this shakes out.
Honestly, thanks for the Storm counter returning this Wishclaw to our hand opponent.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're thinking about something. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
They're thinking about something. Like, I guess from being in this spot a number of times myself, they're probably thinking like tap out for Standstill, or Wasteland and Prismatic Ending, or like represent something I don't have. Like I could tap out for Standstill and just fingers wiggling, I have nothing. Or I could pretend I have Flusterstorm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can play our Scalding Tarn because that's free. And then just cast the Veil and make him have it.
All right. I will, in fact, make you have it.
Yeah. With the Teferi in play, waiting on it is a lot more risky because then they could counter something we can't Veil back.
Right.
So just starting here, I think, makes the most sense.
They do have the Force of Will. Okay. Force of Will. You got it. Storm is 2. And Lotus Petals coming in. Is this Rite of Flame better as Chrome Mox or as Rite of Flame? Rite of Flame's currently good for 3.
Yeah, that's a Dark Ritual.
All right, yeah. So the Chrome Mox, I guess I can brainstorm and see if anything comes up out of that. That clears the tendrils from my hand to turn on the LEDs.
Yeah, I like that plan.
All right. Are we planning on having another turn? Should I use the fetch land for Scalding Tarn, or should I leave my better lands of Underground Sea, bad lands open?
We can just tap the Underground Sea, I think, and then we can fetch and cast this Rite of Flame off the Volcanic. Okay.
Sounds good. Those are a bunch of magic cards. We don't really want the... Well, is Tendrils lethal? I guess is the first check. Which Storm is 4, 5, 6, 7. No. We don't really need Abrupt Decay here. And we can clear the Tendrils.
Well, hang on. Abrupt Decay goes under our Chrome Mox really nicely.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This Ad Nauseam isn't really castable either. So.
Okay. Tendrils and Ad Naus out of here. There. Okay. Chrome Mox. Let's have a nice little build your own bayou.
Yep.
And I can fetch the Volcanic Island now for the Rite of Flame.
Yep.
Rite of Flame's good for 3 here.
And we're going to present like 3 lethal threats here.
Okay, so the first, I guess I run out my Lion's Eye Diamond, just get this hand empty.
Yeah.
And start with Wishclaw. Or,
yep.
All right, yep. And this appears to be the mana to cast it. Here is Wishclaw Talisman.
What do you say about this opponent?
You knew it was in my hand. You can see the Burning Wish face up. All of this mana is available. 5 cards in hands for... All right, another Force Pitching EI. You got
Resolves.
Me. And then we Burning Wish, floating a bunch of... or enough LED mana to tendrils, but not so much that we lose all our LEDs. Because
we can just crack one LED and cast the sideboard tendrils.
All right, float for black, and then Burning Wish. See what we got here. Yeah, we're figuring out why they kept this hand with all the terrible lands in it. It was a shitload of forces. Okay. And now we just relay for 12 more cards.
Yeah.
And red, relay. Off we go. Here they come. Opal, Abrupt Decay, Wishclaw, Tendrils, Bauble, Burning Wish, Opal, Rite of Flame, Dark Ritual, Brainstorm, and Bauble. And pass the turn to my opponent.
Yeah, look at our opponent's graveyard. Like, how insane is it that they're just like...
And they've pitched Counterspell and Dovin's Veto. They have multiple Dovin's Vetoes. Messed up.
Yeah.
What does Teferi Plus do to us?
Instant speed prismatic ending?
Right. Does that actually stop us in any kind of meaningful way?
I don't think so.
Okay. Just start dumping out Storm cards.
Yeah.
Bauble.
You can cast our Brainstorm for free.
Yep.
And even if they happen to have Full Reacher in their deck, we can decay it with the Brainstorm on the stack.
Oh, there's a Veil. Easy GG. Just start with the Veil, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm going to tap my Mox for that. Okay. We have resolved. And this should just be running for the end of the game now. With the Tendrils in exile, we can wish for Thoughtseize, make sure we don't get Mindbreak trapped here.
Yeah, just make 1,000,000% sure that we're safe.
Moto is hanging up on me, which usually means that the opponent has conceded. Let's give it a second to catch up here. Yep, there we go. That was deterministic 100 different ways. We used 45 of our 60 cards and several that didn't start in the deck. That was a good showcase. Let's go play another round. You come here to level up at Magic. To level up as a software engineer, check out the new YouTube series Dev Better, hosted by the founder of 7 Factor Software and Magic player, Jeremy Duvall. 7 Factor's small teams of high-performing engineers build custom mobile apps, APIs, and highly scalable systems for Fortune 500 companies and ambitious startups with great ideas. If you'd like to hire 7 Factor, or maybe join their team, contact them through their website at 7factor.io. And don't forget to subscribe to 7 Factor's YouTube for every episode of Dev Better. We're on the play for round number 2. I would like to play first. Thanks for asking. This looks like a nice patient hand.
Yeah, we get to do Fetch Land plus Brainstorm, a perfect legacy combo.
Yep. I'll keep. My opponent's a fan of the channel, which hopefully means they're not expecting the Epic Storm. And do we lead on Bloodstained Mire because it's better, or Verdant Catacombs because it's worse, or does it not matter?
Probably Verdant because it's worse, because we know that we're fetching Underground Sea with our first land.
All right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Yeah, these 4-color decks where every fetch doesn't get every duel, you got to think about everything, including your first land drop and how you're going to sequence. Uh-oh.
I like playing against Mox Diamond decks usually, especially ones that discard Bayou.
All right, this is probably Turbo Depths. Hymn to Turok. Are we brainstorming to hide stuff here, or just letting this happen?
I would kind of just let this happen.
All right.
We could cast the Brainstorm, though, see what happens.
It has resolved. Took Tendrils and Right. This looks like Loampox more than Depths at this point.
Yeah.
Is floating a Wishclaw in play better than Brainstorm now, or do we imagine we're going to draw mana to get Wishclaw into play anyway?
I think I would just spend the mana to put Wishclaw into play. It feels unlikely that they have a lot of answers to Wishclaw.
That's what I was thinking too. Get the Underground Sea Taiga Dream Team here.
Yeah, so often your deck asks you to make like blue mana on your setup turns and then Jund on your combo turn.
Right.
So putting lands into play that do that is kind of one of the big goals of the deck.
Yep, the classic Jund deck that splashes for Brainstorm.
Basically, yeah. And Brainstorm is just good enough that it's worth it.
That Verdant Catacombs was their draw for the turn because they made Diamond, missed a land drop. But another Hymn. Glad we got that
Oof.
Wishclaw in.
Keeping
We're
just
just
the brainstorm is a little bit unfortunate, but that's sick.
So we just echo, right?
I would cast the brainstorm here.
Oh, okay.
So we're 1 mana away from casting ad nauseam.
Uh,
Oh.
that's the wrong mana, but
We can put back both dark rituals, play out our LED and play out the bauble, and then have maybe even Peer next turn.
all right, yeah, I'm into this. And then obviously we bobble on their turn, targeting them to play around discard.
Yeah.
Didn't fetch, so they can fetch to hide the info here if that's important to them. Abrupt Decay, tilt. Please fetch, please fetch.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
that was rough.
That's brutal for us.
They didn't take the percentage to hide the information, and it ended up being brutal. So we're gonna draw 2 dark rituals, then just hang out here for a while.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen this deck cast Abrupt Decay, but that's just because I don't play a lot of turns versus them usually.
Yeah, and we're not quite sure what this is yet. Like, it looks like Loampox to me, but it could still be Turbo Depths or mid-range depths. There's a number of things this could be. Oh my god, they're passing the turn. Oh my god, oh my god. Just let me get to my upkeep. Oh, all right. They fucked up.
Yep. Wishclaw Talisman activates at a very random time.
It's during your own turn, not at sorcery speed, but during your own turn. They were clearly going to target LED.
LED.
This was always going to be the plan. So
this is fine actually. We can just ad nauseam in our upkeep.
Yeah. I was going to say we can ad nauseam here. We just make black, and then is black the best color? Because we're going to dark ritual. Is there a color we'd rather have post ad nauseam, or we're just using all 6? Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to use all 6 here. And then still in the upkeep, I'm going to draw this dark ritual. And then I'm going to cast this dark ritual. And then we're going to ad nauseam. Ad nauseam. Do we leave Taiga or Underground Sea up?
I would tend to leave Underground Sea up. It's a lot easier to make red off of Chrome Mox.
Sure. Okay. Time to Nause from 18. And we're going to draw for turn as well. Yeah, if you're any sort of controlling deck, take out the Wishclaw with your removal. Don't get clever around LED. I found a Veil and some mana. A Relay, another Veil. Bauble, Land, Opal, Burning Wish. Okay, that is starting to look like enough. I'm gonna go all the way deep.
Yeah, we can go to 6 for free.
All right, we're at 6, and then we die to Echo, but we are gonna stop because we easily win this game from here.
Oh yeah.
All right. I would not wish to repeat this. I would like to draw for turn. Yeah. So just finishing my thought from the upkeep, I would have destroyed Wishclaw Talisman, but if you are going to destroy LED, destroy it on your own turn. Both of those things would have stopped that ad nauseam from happening. Okay. I'm just dumping out zeros here.
Yep.
Just want to actually be able to see my hand. That's a trick I learned from Brian's videos. Actually knowing what's in your hand, usually helpful to executing a combo. We're not going to relay this game, so I can pitch that to Chrome Mox, right?
Yep, that's one of the reasons why it's really easy to make red mana off of ad nauseam. We have to play this Badlands too.
Yep, pitch relay, play Badlands, cast Rite of Flame. I can Veil 3 times. I'm going to start with... These are both black, and we're not... there's a Brainstorm literally in my hand. I'm going to just ritual a bunch of times. Storm is infinite. Unless they play Veil of Summer, that's the only thing that can really beat me here.
Oof.
Yeah. Do I want to Brainstorm? I have plenty of mana to do other stuff. Brainstorm finding a second wish can check with Thoughtseize, or we could just try to run up to Grape Shot.
Yeah, I would just Burning Wish Tendrils them here. I don't think that they have Veil. That doesn't seem like a card most people would have in their main deck.
Okay. All right. And this is lethal. We don't need to float anything.
Yeah.
Just going after it.
even if they, in the unlikely event that they do have it, like there's we have a lot of cards to draw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. They're done. I guess if we were playing around Veil, or at least giving it any respect at all, I wouldn't have pitched the relay yet. Like I could do that later, and relay's a great reload, and we didn't need that one red. Okay. Minor optimization there. Okay, we're playing against some black deck with discard spells.
Yeah. So Brian and I go back and forth on this all the time about whether or not relay is good versus discard. Because it's good versus discard because it hides all of your cards in exile, but if they discard spell you a bunch, then you don't have the resources to make relay good.
Right.
So it's kind of an awkward spot. I don't think we would want to board in a relay, but they probably have things that we're not happy to see in play, like a collector oof or opposition agent. So I would want some amount of removal.
Right. We got decays, we got chains
as well. Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, and this is where we get slightly overloaded on the sideboarding.
I mean, it's always like my reflex to just start shaving the less reliable artifacts, but at some point there's a spot where Opal's not reliable anymore.
Yeah, I think we can just cut the 2 relays, and then maybe we just don't bring in all of the removal spells. We just bring in one of each, split the distance. So there is value in having diverse effects in your deck when you have Wishclaw to go find an answer.
Right.
We also have the option of Burning Wish or Grapeshot to kill some of these things now, which is an option that we didn't have in recent times.
Okay. Yep.
This is probably fine.
All right. Not touching the artifacts because you want to stay fast against these non-blue decks. Is that the wisdom there?
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. Oh, they said in the chat, forgot Adnos was an instant. Sure is.
Big instant.
It is a big ol' instant.
Yeah. I once asked Mark Rosewater on his blog why Adnos was an instant because I was upset about it because I couldn't Burning Wish for it. And the answer that he came back with was they wanted to add more power to the card.
Oh, okay. I would have thought it was something like, when you're playing fair, you're more likely to end step 5 mana than untap and like cast your 3 drops or whatever. Like I thought they were like balancing for normal games of Magic, but no, it just wasn't strong enough.
Yeah.
So I guess his answer of we wanted to add power to it also applies to that situation, technically speaking. Okay, we have a turn 1 Adnaz here. I imagine we keep these.
I would keep this hand.
All right. Just checking.
Yeah. Yeah, the instant speed ad nauseam gets a lot of people. Like sometimes I'll cycle a Veil on opponent's end steps, and then also have Dark Ritual, and Oz to follow up that Veil that appears just a cantrip.
Yeah, I love that trick.
Yeah. It doesn't happen often, and even when the cycle Veil happens, I think that countering that Veil is just so hard to do, like as such a soul read.
I would not do that basically ever, unless my hand is like, I don't even know, like my own Veil, several forces, and Flusterstorm, and I could pick off the Veil just as a little fluster. I'm trying to imagine what insano hand I would have to be presenting for that to be good. And then like, even if it does resolve and they do have the whole thing, then they have to untap and punch through all your counter spells again. I don't know. It would take a soul read. Okay. Mox Diamond, here we go. Bring him to Turok range again. Yep. Left the Adnaz, took one of the rituals.
That's fine.
Yeah, my opponent's talking through their line last game and realizing that they should have just operated on their own turn. Okay. Do we just dump out the things we can dump out? And
I'd actually keep the Opal in our hand to insulate against a second Hymn to Torok.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's the least important card. Do we keep Bauble for the same reason or get through the deck?
No, I would get through the deck, yeah. But I would Bauble on our turn, which is really weird to think about.
Oh, because we have Veil?
Yeah, we have Veil defined.
All right, and we're targeting our own deck.
Yeah.
All right. Veil of Summer. Show me Veil of Summer. All right, Bauble, not a thing I want. If we fetch, we're playing into Wasteland, which is tough. But I guess we just fetch Bayou here, because that does the two things we want.
Yeah. Or we just hope that the card under the Mishra's Bauble is a Chrome Mox or a Lotus
Okay.
Petal.
All right, Bayou, let's go.
I think that's a little bit unreasonable.
Yeah, we're also now representing Veil, which we weren't doing last turn. Now they at least have to think about it before jamming their next Hymn to Tarok on the stack, though I know what this deck does. I've played a lot of it, and Hymn to Tarok is the answer. Cycle Baron more. I like seeing that. Just give me like a Light from the Lone Pass here. This deck might have Mindbreak Trap. That's like one big thing that Lone Pox could be doing. Oh, Smallpox. Okay. Can't counter it. Opal, not helpful. And the rest of it takes care of itself.
So now they're on no cards.
Yeah, they're on 0. Let's just draw a mana source. That's the same mana source. Should have been more specific.
Yeah.
All right. I'll continue insulating against the top deck. Hymn to Tarok, which they're not going to draw. Oh, God.
Oh.
All right. This is how Smallpox wins games. But we're still just some mana away.
Okay. I would play out the pedal here because I really don't think we want to get that thought seized.
Agreed. And now we're one mana artifact away from Adnaz or the second Dark Ritual away. Land doesn't get us there. But land is a step in the right direction. Hey, land.
Okay.
And this, any artifact gets, or any 0 other than Opal gets us to our spot. Any ritual gets us to our spot. Yeah, they didn't play a card. Never fails. I guess we'll keep holding on.
I think
to
I
these.
would play one out to start to think about to play around Mindbreak Trap at this point.
Okay. I'll bite. Yeah, what card would they have in their hand that they wouldn't play is what I'm asking right now. And there's not a lot of them. Like Mindbreak Trap is number 1 on the bill. Because a land gets them activating Locthwain, so they're not going to like bluff Mindbreak Trap by giving up on an actual draw engine. Oh, Mox Diamond. That's the answer to the question. Mox Diamond is a card you would have had in your hand without playing it. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was either like worst case or best case scenario. There was no middle ground there. Yeah, now they're just Locthwaining. Whoa, Spike the Urza Saga. All right,
That's very good for them.
Let's draw a mana source or a 0 and just end this game. Okay. Now we can add Naz.
That'll do.
All right. Do you fetch a red land for right or a black land for ritual, or does it not really matter?
It doesn't matter at all. Well, I think we have to fetch the fetch a red source here because there's no black source.
Okay. Yep. Good call. Okay. I will get the Taiga for future considerations, and then we're going to cast Ad Nauseam. Rite of Flame. Dark Ritual. Ad Naz from 17. More opals. There's the tendrils. Big chunk before we really want it, but if we can get the mana, it's good news. A bunch of Chrome Moxes. Another right. 7. Still at 7. Look at what we're picking up. LEDs over there. Now we're at 5. We die if we flip Echo. This should be good, right? We've got...
Yeah.
As long as we can get up to 4 mana, is there a single Dark Ritual? We can turn on the opals, and there's enough opals. Yeah, we're good here.
Yeah, this is
plenty.
very lethal.
Yep.
We even have a land drop.
We don't have a land drop. Or yeah, we do have the land drop. You're right. That was floating.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, this might be lethal without a single ritual. We're just gonna opal our way through this. Might as well cast the ritual, though. I'm not going to not cast it, but we didn't need it.
Yeah.
Make black. Make black. They've seen these cards face up now. Make black. And they're holding nothing. There's nothing to bluff here. We can just cast our spell. Don't need to get fancy. Making content here. Let's just win the game and get on to the next round. Yeah, it turns out the turn 1 Ad Naz dipped Hymn to Tarok and then just became a turn 6 Ad Naz and still won the game in the same fashion.
Yeah.
My opponent said GG's, can't believe the first game, sad face. Opponent, I mean, like, you don't have to feel bad about that. We play Magic Online leagues for practice, and they learn two important lessons, which is Ad Naus is an instant, and Witchclaw Talisman can be activated on your own turn at instant speed. And like, I mean, be sad about that if you mess it up playing for a Grand Prix top 8, but right here is the exact time to learn that. So GG's opponent, and nobody feel bad about learning. On to the next round. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and every other format you'll see on this channel. They have multiple customizations so you can view your deck how you want. Text view, stacks, grid, custom grouping by type, subtype, color, light mode, dark mode. However you want to see your deck, they can provide it for you. My favorite feature is you can choose your set printing, make the deck look exactly how you want it to. The deck screen features expandable sections that show you what tokens your deck makes, your recent change history to the deck, stats about mana curve and opening hand distribution, mana cost distribution. You can deal out sample hands and even play test the deck. Island Ponder. You know I'm keeping this one. This site has everything. Follow me on Moxfield.com to keep up with decks I'm playing for the channel and what I'm up to in paper. I'll see you there. We're on the draw in round 3 against BoshNRoll Discord member Francis York Morgan, who has revealed his Yorion. He plays like a Yorion Espervile deck that I have played on the channel at his request before. Alex, how do we feel about this hand against Yorion Espervile? This hand looks kind of bad no matter what, but I'm not really in the vein of how much we trust a Brainstorm.
Yeah, this hand doesn't play Magic, and versus these blue decks, I like to play Magic most of the time. Good idea. Yeah, so yeah. I would put this one back in the deck.
Okay. This is very nearly the same hand, but it has Veil of Summer in it, which the previous one didn't. Is this enough better? We still aren't really casting this Brainstorm or the Rite of Flame.
No, I think I would go to 5 here, unfortunately.
Okay, let's chase it. Okay, we have Echo, Diamond. Gonna keep. And what do we maximize for? We probably just send like Rite of Flame Dark Ritual to the bottom.
Well, we can't cast. Mox Opal doesn't make mana, and this is a hand where I think just trying to belch out this Echo is the only way we win. So I would just take the gamble here and bottom the Rite of Flame and the Mox Opal and just try to turn one Echo.
And just writ Echo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which we don't even really get punished if we draw the Veil of Summer. If we draw the Veil of Summer, we can just decide not to. Right. Just wait for another initial mana source. But
yep.
We can't cast the Veil on the Dark Ritual anyway, no matter what cards we kept.
Right. All right. Vial to start, and we're just gonna have to belch out. Come on, Veil of Summer. All right.
All right.
So this is pod racing. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Lion's Eye Diamond. And do we leave 1 or 2 blue in the pool? Probably 2. We have a shitload of black.
Yeah.
All right. How'd we do? Yeah, baby. Oh, there's tendrils. We're not quite there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can put them to 1. Is that something we do?
I don't know.
Yeah, if I put them to 1, can't fetch land, can't force for the rest of the game, and then like Burning Wish for Grape Shot, or just a Tendrils ever is lethal.
Yeah.
All right. Lotus Petal. And if they force yeah, please force the Rite of Flame, then we win. Force.
Don't get relit. All
right. Gonna make sure I say no to this Chrome Mox. And we are 1 Mishra's Bauble away from winning this game. Forcing one of the copies of Tendrils will leave you at 2 instead of 1, which does actually unlock all the things I just described. Okay. Disappointing. 3 lands off the Echo there, but
yeah, I mean
that was also a mull to 5.
We're mulling to 5. Yeah.
And this deck does win with damage, so we're just hanging out over here at 38 life tier 1, and let's play some weird Magic.
Yeah, my kingdom for a ginger root.
Right. And we just force mulliganed the opponent, so whatever hand he kept is just not there anymore.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to sit on that. There is an Oppo agent in the deck. There are no wastelands. Do we just want to get red mana now and make sure Burning Wish can fly?
Yeah, we could go get the, I guess, Volcanic Island here for Brainstorm as well.
Yeah, all right, cool. That Lion's Eye Diamond. One card too deep into the deck for last turn.
Yeah.
Mother of Runes. The squad's coming together here.
Fortunately, Mother of Runes does not protect target player from grave shot, so.
That's true. Baleful Strix in for 1. I'm at 36. You got me.
Very respectful Mother of Runes there.
Yeah. They're probably going to protect something like a Meddling Mage or an Oppo agent if they're leaving back. Yeah, Recruiter gets Meddling Mage, and then you can protect that. Oh, Lavinia, that's bad too.
Oh, that's
I was
fine.
not thinking about that one. That doesn't stop
That's so
our
much better.
grape shot line.
So, yeah, and also if we draw Veil of Summer, then the other line of text on Lavinia doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, dope. All right, yeah, we do have plenty of lands.
Yeah, Meddling Mage on Burning Wish would have actually KO'd us here.
Yeah.
Because our Tendrils is in the graveyard and we've already used the main deck Echo to get it back in the deck.
Yep. All right, I begin the 4-point hits here. Maybe I should have fetched to get the Taiga before they were untapped, because now they have Vial on 3 and 3 mana. They can. Ooh, that's good. I'm gonna play the Wishclaw. This kind of puts them in a squeeze where if they were gonna Oppo Agent me, I think I should just fetch now.
Yeah.
And get the Taiga. And then if they Oppo, I can Wishclaw in response. Or is Taiga... I think Taiga is better than Badlands. I have 2 black sources. This gives me 2 green, 2 red. Badlands doesn't double up 2 things. Yeah. All right. And guess I just hang back? Or do we just wish now and hope they don't have the Oppo?
Or we can't do anything with the card we get because these LEDs are dead.
Right. Just thinking about next turn.
Yeah.
Is this where I respond? Or let's see what comes in, I guess. If it's the Oppo straight up, they could just cast it anyway. Now I have to do this. Because they're going to get Oppo and then this doesn't work.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, I should have left green up. It doesn't matter.
No.
Okay, so I get Burning Wish. And then we try to win next turn. Hope they don't get Meddling Mage. Get Oppo Agent. And they can also Wishclaw, so they can get whatever the hell is in the deck. It could work here. Let's get another Mother of Runes. Play around it. Got a second Recruiter. Interesting.
Resolves.
Yeah, weird. What does that do?
Might mean that they don't have another relevant hit bear in the deck. That's what that has to mean, right?
Or they're planning for a longer game where they don't know what I tutored for. So, like, if I Burning Wish, they can... But they don't have a Vial on 2. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the plan is here.
Yeah.
Do they have a discard creature in the deck? That would be kind of annoying. I don't think so. At least not in the most recent published list or the lists I've played. There's no, like, Mesmeric Fiend or anything, or Kitesail Freebooter. Once again, Wishclaw being instant speed on your turn came up.
Yeah, it's a lot of hidden power to the card. I think it was very underrated when people first read it.
And like we saw in round 1, like sometimes you make a wish, give them the tutor, and then they can't even use it because then you get the third tutor and you just beat what they tutor for. Okay. Big pile of damage. Finally attacking with Mother of Runes. Like, okay, yeah, I better win this game somehow. Can't cast Force of Negation with the mana they have. Can't Force of Will with the life that they have. A Charming Prince is a card that could get them out of range. Or get them in range to cast Force. But the Lion's Eye Diamond still punch through just 3 life.
Yeah, so does Solitude.
Right, they could Recruiter for Solitude, pitch cast Solitude, exile a creature. Oh no.
Oh.
They had it. You were right. Don't name Burning Wish, don't name Burning Wish.
Tendrils.
Past in Flames.
Past in Flames. Oh, opponent.
Okay. We got a little error, format error here. This deck does not play Past in Flames. When you see Echo of Eons, you can play around Past in Flames. Okay. So I just Wishclaw Talisman, or not Wishclaw, Burning Wish, and then see if it resolves, which they would need Force of Negation for it to not resolve. All right, Burning Wish. Resolved. Get Grape Shot. And then dump out these zeros that get countered by Lavinia, but they're still cast.
Yep.
This is enough that Solitude doesn't save them.
Yeah, they could only Solitude for 2 to begin with.
All right, take 5.
Oof.
Okay, they had a couple spots to KO us there, and just format knowledge. Important lesson was learned by my friend over here. Meddling Mage, especially if you're playing a Hate Bear deck, like a Hate Bear Prison deck, you got to know exactly what to name, and the Epic Storm is not a graveyard deck where Ad Nauseam Tendrils is. Okay, Abrupt Decay and Chain of Vapor look good.
Yeah.
Just maximum outs to stuff. Is this a relay matchup, or does this fit more like a Prison deck?
It's kind of just a standard blue deck. Like, they don't have that many more Hate Bears than average.
All right.
I
guess we're in game 2 now, where we have to plan like a blue deck with Hate Bears. So, okay.
Yeah. We can ring in the Chain of Vapors because sometimes you just need them. I think that previously what we were doing when we had the 3 decays in the sideboard was cutting all the Rite of Flames, but we can just sideboard exactly the same as if this was round 1.
Okay, so
and just accept that they're gonna have, and just accept that they're gonna have a few more Hate Bears.
From Mox and Echo.
Yeah.
Echo, thank you for your service in game 1, and we'll see you next round, I guess.
Well, we do want the Abrupt Decays instead of the Chain of Vapors.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Right.
Yeah. I don't want to fight my opponent on the axis of removing their hate permanents. I want to fight them on the stack.
Okay, makes sense. And Opposition Agent is not a creature worth bouncing a lot of the time. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, that one's a little bit awkward.
Okay, this hand, it turn 1's a Wishclaw Talisman and then doesn't really do anything. That's my read on this.
Opal is awkward.
Right. I think we send this.
Yeah, it's kind of already a mulligan to 5 anyway because the opals aren't even close to active.
Right.
This is a hand though.
Yeah. Do we bottom the Wish? Or the Brainstorm? They are also a Force of Will deck, and now they know that I am a combo deck. Like Veil doesn't help against bears, but it's great against forces. And I believe this deck goes up to 8 forces post board.
Mm-hmm. I can see bottoming the Wish.
All right.
I want to keep the Brainstorm to be able to find enough mana to cast this relay.
Right. Okay. Sending the Wish, and let's run it. Opponent's also on a mull to 6. There's still a Yori on deck. We're getting there. Is this just land go, or is this a Brainstorm right now situation?
I would just land go. I think we definitely want to hold the bobble for this relay.
Yeah. It's also a third of the Mox Opal activation.
Yeah.
Which is currently our only path to 3 mana where one of it's red. Is this an end step Brainstorm?
No, I would just take the main phase Brainstorm, though it depends on what they do here. If they do something like real spooky, then maybe we Brainstorm end of turn, but in general, getting the shuffle off, I think, is better.
All right. Cavern on probably human. Oh, Spirit. What Spirit are we worried about?
Spirit of the Labyrinth is a card. There's
Spell Queller?
Skyclave. Weird one.
Yeah, that is weird. Oh, Kataki, War's Wage?
Yeah, that one would be terrifying.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, I'm going to go to my turn here. Rite of Flame does not get us to the relay. Gets time to Brainstorm. Do we use Underground Sea to do this, hoping to spike the red? Or just get the volcanic island and plan for a next turn thing? Or
I think
are you
getting
always
either is
playing,
fine.
just always playing to maybe spike now?
Yeah.
All right.
That makes sense to get the Underground Sea to do things now.
All right, I'm going to brainstorm. All right, we got a land. Second Veil. We did not turn on the Opal. Do we want to just send the Opal at this point, or are these zeros just always going to feed the relay no matter what?
The zeros feed the relay. I think I would put back Veil and Brainstorm. Like, we don't need this extra Brainstorm. Like, we have everything we want now.
All right, which one on top?
Brainstorm,
Brainstorm?
right?
Or are we?
There's Mishearing for us to play.
Right. But we don't have the relay here.
Yeah, we should relay next turn.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
It's a.
I'll bite.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what that Brainstorm does. It gives us relay next turn. Kind of our best draw at this point is a Wishclaw Talisman, I think, because we produce 5 mana.
Right.
And it might get them to act when they don't need to. The fact that they didn't have a card on 2 makes me very happy, and it makes me wonder if they don't have a land.
I mean, they don't play Cavern on Spirit without a spell to cast if they had any other land. This is like we saw in round 1 where they're playing a bunch of shitty lands. Like Prismatic Vista, you don't like that land either against the deck that can't beat up your mana. You just want dual lands in play. They kept something on the strength of their spells here.
Yeah.
Knowing that, do we want to keep the Brainstorm or still shuffle this away?
Still shuffle it away. I'd rather draw something with a little bit more teeth on it.
All right, I'm going to get the Taiga Best Friends Club together. How about just a 0 mana artifact?
That's also gas. So I would start on the Red of Flame here. Being a sorcery, it is slower than Dark Ritual. And then also if they counter this Red of Flame, then we know not to continue further.
Okay, Red of Flame.
But I think that generally people don't counter rituals anymore. Now we get to cast the Dark Ritual too.
Dark Ritual.
Sweet.
And
we get to play out our zeros and cast Burning Wish.
Okay. Opal. Are we wishing for Galvanic Relay if it resolves?
Maybe. We'll see what they do.
All right.
I wouldn't be shocked if they had like a Hydroblast here or something else to trade with this wish.
Okay.
Which, that's fine. I would like to collect my 2-for-1 here.
Yeah. Fair enough. Hydroblast indeed. And let's draw 7.
Surprise.
Let's see what they kept this hand on the strength of. There's can't fluster from here. No Mindbreak Trapper would have happened. And now we get to bobble because the Opal is all the way on. Oh, that's gasoline. I want to look at the top of their deck for additional information about what I need to play around. And then, Plague Engineer, sure. They missed their land drop last turn, so this Plague Engineer is not going to be castable. Also, we're just not going to be on goblins.
Yeah. Makes sense for them to have it in the deck, though. It's pretty free.
Yeah, I would definitely have it in as well. Getting got by goblins as a control deck is always so fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you make it seem as if you're going to do something like really powerful, and then, sure, you can blow up our Mox Opal.
Yep, Mox Opal's dead. There's the Kataki that we predicted. I'm not going to pay. And Kataki doesn't stop further development, and I have Veil of Summer to punch through. We have 3, 6, 7 mana. Brainstorm looks worth doing here. We have these extra lands.
Yeah.
All right. Brainstorm.
These LEDs are just Black Lotuses in this game state.
Yep.
Which is kind of sick.
Okay. Gonna get rid of 2 lands. We get to build Storm off the Bauble. Wishclaw Talisman. Do we spend our mana casting that card?
Well, we can cast the Claw and the Veil. So I think I would just start by casting the Veil and seeing what happens.
Okay. Veil. Force of Negation happened, pitching Notion Thief. So we've seen Hydroblast, Kataki, Force of Negation. Is that enough to have kept this hand off of? I guess it doesn't matter because we're going.
Yeah, we have 2 Burning Wishes here. There are 3 cards, and we know that one of them is a card that has no text on it.
Right. And do I put the Wishclaw into play in the face of this Kataki, or just focus on Burning Wish here?
That is true. I guess the question is are we going to crack these LEDs? So we have 8 mana here. Storm is 6, Bauble is 7, Chromox is 8, Burning Wish is 9, Tendrils is 10.
Yeah, we could just Tendrils here. And if we Tendrils, that's a 6 mana play, and we have 8. We can also cast the other Burning Wish and store up something for later if that doesn't work.
Yeah.
All right. So Bauble, and we're just losing the Wishclaw if we want to spend both Burning Wishes.
Yeah, I think that's fine. We're going to lose one of our tutors anyway. So
okay. Red, 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 black, black, black.
Get to cast our empty Chromox.
Do we need to do that first? I guess it's a little better to do it first, in case
I can't say why, but I just would. It gives fewer priority passes to the opponent.
Yeah, I like that. Just in the raw darkness, give your opponent less to do.
Yeah.
Yes, use the ability. Get Tendrils. Do I want, or I guess they lose if they force anyway, or they would have forced if they had it. Like, I could Burning Wish here and still...
Oh, they have Force of Negation. I guess it's free to cast this Burning Wish first.
Right. Okay. Get another mana in the mix. As long as it makes black, it's fine. And then Burning Wish. Making sure I don't mess up my mana somehow. I don't actually have the 1 extra to Thoughtseize them here, but I could pop.
I would just get Echo.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Most likely to get us back into the game.
Tendrils playing around Force. If they have Mindbreak Trap, they got me.
Yeah, well, if they had Mindbreak Trap, they would have cast it last turn.
Yes, I suppose that's true.
On the relay.
Yep, and we know what they drew, and it was Plague Engineer.
Yep. Yeah, casting the second Burning Wish plays around second Force of Negation.
Yep. They said in the chat, gonna regret that Meddling Mage game 1. Got their Storm decks twisted up. So they know what they did, and Burning Wish was straight up lights out, and Past in Flames is not a card in the 75. So that's Legacy. You get a lot of decisions, and a lot of the time losing is your fault, which a lot of Magic players don't like to admit, but it was certainly true in this one. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. We are on the play in round 4, and let's Google the opponent. We got a number of 8 cast from a couple months ago. A lot of vintage Paradoxical Outcome. And then if we go back into last year, there's like some legacy mid-range stuff. Yikes, 8 cast. We're on the play.
Yeah, I think this hand is fine. It's like a little bit slow, but we can just play turn 2 Wishclaw Talisman, and then we have good odds to cast a turn 3 Ad Nauseam with this hand.
All right, let's run it.
So, it's not the most exciting hand I've ever kept, but...
Right. It does function.
Yeah.
No Seat of the Synod, no Seat of the Synod. Shit!
Oh.
All right, hard mode. Just turn 1 Emery, don't worry.
That's fine.
It hit Mox Opal and no other action. Okay. That was not a Chalice of the Void. Oh.
That guarantees our turn 3 Ad Nauseam.
Great. I'll get the best friends club together here. Fetch my Taiga. And do I drop Mox Opal now that they know Chalice on 0 is live against me? Or is that too good against them too? Just save, always save Storm?
Yeah, well, it's not always save Storm. It's just that if they put Chalice on 0 into play, that's a massive win for us.
Okay.
Because they didn't put it on 1.
I'll bite. They get their Mox Opal here. Hitting Needle. Oh. Bummer.
They just had it in hand. That's insanely brutal.
Raw dogged it.
Yeah. Yep. That is, in fact, a way we lose this game.
Okay. wade through it. And another Bloodstained Mire. At least they didn't name that one, right? Right? Am I right, comrades? That probably would have been better even if it was a 3-for-1.
We do have Oust this Pithing Needle in game 1. We can Burning Wish for Pulverize as an option.
Yep.
But that also blows up our own Claw, so if we draw the Burning Wish, it's probably better to do something powerful like cast Peer into the Abyss, but I don't know if we're going to have time to do that.
Yeah, we can just rip the Adnaz and overpower this. They've drawn many extra cards this game.
Oh, they still have the Emperor to bring back the Lotus Petal.
Yeah. They did not bring themselves all the way off of Urza Saga there. It's going to cost them Petal to do it, but it's a pretty low cost.
Yeah.
Okay. Bobble.
I think so.
Myself.
Yeah. Using this Bobble to do a little bit of card selection is way better than the Metalcraft here. We don't really need them yet. We just need the thing to do.
My turn versus their turn, does it matter?
No, not really.
All right, I'm going to do it now. Rite of Flame. We're good on mana.
Yeah.
I get bad lands here. I can fetch literally every land in my deck next turn, so barely matters on that decision.
We got some mega big here.
Yeah, I got some big dum-dums here. Ad Nauseam is pretty much off the table. Relay just behind these dum-dums.
Yeah.
If we Burning Wish for Pulverize, we can still do this thing.
Yeah. That's
I should.
Before they may or may not have one of their forces here.
Yeah. They're only 20 cards into their deck.
Yeah. Though some ACAST builds haven't been playing the forces main, which is odd.
10-10. Yeah, I guess that is how many artifacts are in play. My god. All right.
Yep.
We're going to 6 here. I think this is a fetch just for thinning situation. Like,
yeah,
that's not huge, but I'll take anything here. They just saw Bloodstained Mire off their Urza's Bauble. Gonna fetch for the Volcanic Island and draw Burning Wish, which is totally gonna resolve. So, all right.
Yeah. Okay.
There's that.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it gets worse after board.
Oh yeah. They get to bring in para forces and all that.
Right.
We're gonna do something really wild in this matchup.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to get wild. There's $500 on the line.
All right, step 1, +2 Abrupt Decay.
Okay. I'm not impressed yet.
Plus a Galvanic Relay.
Plus a relay.
Plus Crash.
1 or both?
Just 1.
Okay.
Don't have room. We only really have 5 cards to take, or 4 cards to take out. We're gonna cut all our Brainstorms.
Okay. That takes you, removes your exposure to Chalice by a lot.
Yeah.
And okay. And you don't really have time to set up anyway?
Yeah, is you don't have time in this matchup because they actually do get to outscale you with just killing you really quickly and drawing into all their forces with all their 8 cast effects.
Yep. This is the test. You got to take 2 sideboard games against against 8 cast, which was identified as one of the worst matchups.
Yeah. So matchup gets a lot when an opponent makes mistakes like playing Chalice here, but this hand is great.
Yeah, we just get to rip it on a Galvanic Relay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
So we could try to get sneaky here and cast the Rite of Flame before any of the other spells, but maybe that's too risky.
So where do you want to start?
So one option is to start with a Rite of Flame to see if they counter it and then play all of our zeros, or we just start on all of our zeros.
Okay, I kind of like the Rite of Flame because the Lotus Petal getting the second one off the ground.
Yeah.
And now we get to do everything.
Keep all of our artifacts, yeah. Relay is one of the cards that we identified that tries to beat the matchup, because in a lot of ways it looks a lot like your standard like control matchup, except the 8 cast kills you a lot faster than normal blue control does, and Chalice of the Void on 1 is a lot more powerful than Ethos 1 Canonist or a similar card like that.
Right. All right, we hit Burning Wish and Wishclaw, and we have a bunch of mana in play, and we have Veil. So that looked like a pretty good relay to me. let's see what they do with their turn. Ancient Tomb. Lotus Petal. Yeah, this is the if you chalice on 1, I play out my zeros, and if you chalice on 0, I veil. Kinda squeeze. Soul Guide Lantern, DGAF. They might be sequencing that before they get their chalice on 1 in. Like, why would you play a weird 1-drop? And chalice on 1 confirmed.
Yeah, the chalice.
Okay, and we drew a land, which doesn't really matter. We had that anyway.
Yeah.
We can... do we just wish for Crash and then try to push through this?
Well, Crash is an instant, so that's unfortunately not legal.
Is it? Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I was trying to wish for that in my previous league. I'm glad it never came up. Okay. All right. So Pulverize is still in the sideboard.
Yeah. Pulverizing here is a little bit awkward.
Right.
So what can we do?
We
We have
can...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, which is enough for us to go Land Petal, Talisman, Wish, Relay again, and hope to relay into one of our Evoke Decays.
All right.
As an option.
Okay.
And maybe they interact along the way.
Yeah, losing all my mountains here does seem rough.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna LED this turn, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Do I play the land from exile or the land from hand, or does that matter? If I echo, this land will still be in the mix, but so will this one. Or this land won't be in the mix if I echo, this one will. So it dilutes 1 fetch land from the deck in case we take a spin at some point.
Yeah, playing the Mire is probably a little bit better.
Okay. All right. Lotus Petal. Bloodstain Mire from hand. And play the Wishclaw Talisman. Gonna get Underground Sea, the best friends assembled. Wishclaw.
They counter this. We're pretty happy about that.
Yeah, we gotta get through a force eventually. But this is the tutor that can get Abrupt Decay, and Burning Wish is not the tutor that can get Abrupt Decay. But still, them losing a force here. Okay. The Wishclaw's in. Do I do anything with that information? Do I like... Okay, so I have 4, 5, 6 mana left. It would cost me 3 to get and cast Abrupt Decay. And then I'd have 3 left to Veil Dark Ritual. And then Burning Wish with 4 mana in the pool, which doesn't do a lot. So that's not really a thing. I guess I just Burning Wish here.
Yeah, we can crack the LED for red and
yeah,
see what happens.
Okay, red. Burning Wish.
Yeah, this is where in paper you just like try to chalice check your opponent.
Yeah, I would absolutely cast Dark Ritual and Veil of Summer, or I'd probably lead on Veil of Summer because you only have to chalice check them once.
Yep.
Okay. I can wish for Abrupt Decay, hit the chalice, and then Veil of Summer here. Does that do anything, or do we just pass the turn with Veil or with Wishclaw in play?
I'm not sure. So we have a couple of options. We could Wishclaw for a Galvanic Relay.
Oh right, yeah, just straight up do that.
Yeah, we could hope to draw another mana source off the top next turn, and have that be good enough to cast Ad Nauseam. We could, in fact, Claw for Decay the Chalice, and then have Wish for something. So they don't have blue mana here, so I'm not sure that things get worse for us. So I'm almost content just to take this trade. Obviously, they haven't had a second turn yet, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess how bad is giving them Wishclaw Talisman in their deck? Which I guess we can't really play around. And I'd rather have 5 new cards to play the game with next turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean that's I would be on wait a turn for Ad Nauseam or Relay here. That's kind of the two spots I'd be.
Right, so we need a mana source off the top that does not cost 1 in order to Ad Naus. And Relay right now gives me 5 cards, but gives them Wish Claw.
Yeah, and eats us down to 2 mana, just our lands in play.
Right. And the Chalice is still in play. All right, well, we've agreed the Force is going to happen. And I kind of like relaying. That does give them Wish for Chalice on 0, jam it. Does that just like lights out us?
That might light us out, because then we can't. Yeah.
All right, then I'm going to pass the turn.
Yeah, they also have the option to like go get Pithing Needle, which is weird from a card economic standpoint, but it's definitely something that people do.
They can't do that with Chalice in play.
Oh, true. They can definitely find it off this Urza Saga, though.
Okay. How about that ad nausea you promised me?
Yeah. Well, it's not getting better. So.
Okay. All right. Start with Opal because it doesn't matter, and get this ad nauseum and cast it. Here we go.
Wow.
Oh, get fucked us.
Yeah.
Okay. They had turn 1 Chalice and Double Force and Urza Saga to pressure.
Yeah. they had a top 1% of hands for sure.
Well, we just drew another one of these, which... What does this even do? Anything? What can I get with this?
Might as well play it. Right. We can use it to find Abrupt Decay, but...
Yeah, they can get Needle here and just turn off the Wish Claw, so like we should probably commit to it now.
Yeah.
Do I just get Echo and try to go for a spin next turn? Oh, Echo's not in the deck.
No, Echo's in the deck.
Is it?
Yeah, there's only one on the sideboard.
Okay, cool. We can...
That's definitely possible to go get the Echo.
What else is worth getting? Like, there's not 2 mountains to wish for Pulverize, which would be my other plan.
Yeah.
And they could just wish for Force Blue card with the 2 Wish Claws.
Possible. Yeah, but then we get 2 Wish Claws back, which would be very good.
They can go to their turn in response to Urza Saga, wish for Force Blue card, then get Needle.
Yeah.
I get, like, we need a miracle no matter what.
Yeah.
Is Echo the miracle?
If we want a miracle, the Echo is the miracle.
All right. I'm making a wish.
Yeah. That's...
Echo of Eons in my hand. And here come the giant jerks. Yeah, let's see if they have 1,000 IQ. I'm really proud of that Pithing Needle play. I hope they make it, because I would be proud of it if I thought of it. Oh yeah, they're doing it.
Oh yeah. But this is actually great because it turns on our Mox Opal, you know. Gotta look on the bright side here.
Yeah. Got them.
Also shrinks their construct token. So
yeah, true.
Upside.
Tapping the Ancient Tomb makes you softer to a mini tendrils.
Yeah. We've got outs.
Yeah, we just gotta hope they tutor wrong here, I guess.
Yeah. Oh.
What's the O?
I guess we could have found Crash last turn. I forgot that was in the deck. That would have gotten countered, but yeah. That should have been something that was on my radar.
Oh, tutor for Crash. Go after the Chalice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's free.
Yeah, that would have turned on Veil and Ritual.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I hate this, but I also love it because it's very smart. Very good play. This is
a very hard matchup. Pithing Needle is surprisingly good against TES these days. The days of people just naming Lion's Eye Diamond is kind of over.
All right, 5/10. I can just relay for 1 new card. Go to 4 and hope we get a turn.
Yeah.
All right. Kablamo. Let's say Meyer. That's probably not it.
That one is well, it gives us the out of Burning Wish Pulverize, assuming they didn't find a Force Blue card.
They have 1 artifact. Do you have a second artifact?
Okay. 2.
And also just 14 damage. That'll do.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, that matchup sucked ass and their hand was insane. So tough way to lose $500, but let's go salvage this 4-1.
Yeah.
For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. We're on the draw in the final round against a fan of the channel, according to the chat, who has a bunch of posted results with the Epic Gamble. So we're just in a straight up foot race against a deck that is built to be faster than us. What do you think about this 2 Brainstorm Veil of Summer hand?
So this LED is really interesting because that's one of our outs to be as fast as them is to do the Echo Ovions thing as well.
Right.
And there is the benefit that they don't know that they have to be racing. So they might just play something slow here. And these brainstorms can do a lot of digging. Like we can end up turn brainstorm into main phase brainstorm. I'd be very tempted to keep this hand.
All right, I'm in. When the bluff factor is still alive, there's no way. Oh, Chancellor at the Annex. JK. They're not doing that today.
I like this hand better against Reanimator.
Yeah, the Veil of Summer, big money.
Yeah.
Actually putting Chancellor into play is terrifying.
That's very beatable.
Okay. I'm going to trust you on that because it seems scary to me.
Veil of Summer is an answer to Chancellor at the Annex.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Thoughtseize.
I don't want to just concede here just to say the information.
All right. Yeah, I'm in for that. Yeah, stripping the Veil, which is my way through that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Or stripping the LED, which is our only way of having speed.
All right. Protected the information. Man, losing the die roll. Fucking worst. I hate the die roll. All right. Reanimator. Chain of Vapor, because they have cards in their deck that say sorceries can't touch them anymore.
Mm-hmm. Also, this Thoughtseize.
Just put it in.
Yeah. You don't have time to wish for it.
And we don't really have time.
Relays are awful.
No time for that.
I think normally Bryant and I only bring in 1 chain and the Thoughtseize. But if you wanted to cut something else for the second chain, I wouldn't fault you.
I watched Bryant because he played against Reanimator in his 5-0 league from 2 weeks ago, and he did have both chains. And then when I beat Reanimator in my last attempt in this series, I needed both chains because I had to bounce the thing twice. The emissary. So I'm kind of into it. I'm just trying to imagine. Like, Relay is obviously the slowest thing here and needs to go. Yeah. Veil is one of the best things here. I think I didn't bring in Thoughtseize, and that's how this lined up. Is one of these zeros worse than Thoughtseize?
Could be Bobble. Bobble could be a touch worse, especially without the relays in the deck. And it's kind of a slow card because it implies that you get multiple turns.
Yes, okay. I'll buy that. Let's do it. Reanimator is certainly better than the Epic Gamble, I think, in the matchup lottery. Is that accurate?
I would say so. Reanimator is definitely a feared matchup for Storm players, but I found that it's been very winnable as of late, and I'm not entirely sure what's changed. I think not all of them are playing the Chancellors, though this opponent very clearly is. So,
right.
This is a
we can echo on turn 1.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep and hope they don't have Chancellor. All right, yeah. Normally they don't have Chancellor on the draw. That card is just not great, and we continue the game, which might involve a turn pass with one of these lands in play. They all do Echo. Taiga also does Veil. Does that matter?
Badlands is better at killing our opponent, so I think I would choose to play the Badlands here.
Okay. And we're gonna Rite of Flame, Burning Wish, get Echo, and we don't LED yet.
Yep.
Because we want the Echo.
Yeah, and there's no reason to play it out first, and unless you're like into getting like randomly Force of Vigor or some other nonsense like that.
Let's go for a spin. Opponent said Epic Gamble color variants. Yeah, the 4-color version, the original version.
Yeah.
Okay, we can pass the turn with Veil of Summer up, which I'm pretty happy about. Sucks there's no action in this hand, but this is one that gets to kind of skip across what they're doing. I can answer a monster and pivot off discard spells. And we just force mulligan them. They might not even do anything. Oh.
The Voidwalker.
Here's this card. Okay.
Resolves?
Yeah, resolves. Sure.
The Delver Secrets.
Yeah. All right, we're playing against Delver now. I already did the graveyard thing that I care about. Burning Wish, we got some gas in the tank now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana to wish with. Or is this a play Veil of Summer and see if it improves situation?
It could be. We could give them one more turn. We also have the option of making, 8 goblins. Feels kind of lackluster because that gives them 3 turns.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we lose our Veil turn. I think they could do something better than Voidwalker. They would have. They get all of the cards that we cast, except for Burning Wish. Like if they just Lotus Petal, Faithless Looting, empty for 6, then we're not really winning that. I think I want to be patient here with a Veil.
Yeah.
Oh, but that also puts Veil under the Dothy Voidwalker.
That's fine. We have a Grape Shot.
Okay. And we have Chain.
The other option here would have been to Burning Wish for Peer into the Abyss and have Veil to protect it.
Okay.
That might have been better.
Yeah, that makes sense. A Dark Ritual. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Rotting Regisaur. Okay. Opponent's got jokes. Resolves. I think I cycle one of the Veils here.
I agree.
Okay. I'm going to fetch for... There's no Tropical Island in the deck, which I noticed in the other league I was playing came up a couple times as the one I would have wanted. I guess Taiga?
I don't think it really matters. You can get either one.
All right. Yeah, Bayou makes black, green. Yeah, okay. All right. I'm more likely to need 2 red on my turn than green. All right, cycle Veil of Summer.
Show me Lines of Diamond. That's not Lines of Diamond.
There's Lineside Diamond.
Lineside Diamond, though.
Easy money. Okay.
This peers into the abyss.
Okay. Lion's Eye Diamond, Mox Opal, and Rite of Flame, and Dark Ritual. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. Do I need to... I do have 1 mana left over to Veil. I guess that doesn't matter. That doesn't stop Mindbreak Trap, and they're not a Force of Will deck, so just leave the mana chilling. And
yeah, we should have to leave this Lotus Petal in play.
Okay. All right. I'm going to cast Burning Wish, holding priority.
We should tap this Mox Opal.
And tap Mox Opal. We're using all the mana, so it doesn't matter what color. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Use the ability. How does the Abyss make me feel? Pretty good. This is a lot of Magic cards. Wow. I love drawing 23.
Yeah, this is the point where I usually turn my braid off and start just clicking on my zeros.
Yep. You gotta actually see your hand before you can play anything. Not gonna make a land drop yet because I'm not even sure if there's a fetchable left. I'll assess when we're done here. This is the second Opal. I've already tapped the first. And Storm is 15. We can Thoughtseize, get some information. They might just concede to Thoughtseize here. If they have any information they want to hide. Plenty of mana and Wish. Yeah, let's have a peek. What you got? Animate Dead, Dark Confidant, Voidwalker, Regisaur. Okay. Don't care.
They went full on juke for us.
Yeah, just that's fun.
That was a very valuable concession in game 1.
Yeah, I respect that. Okay. Mox. Exile. Brainstorm. This is just colorless mana, doesn't matter. And then we can Burning Wish for Tendrils. Red. Colorless. Burning Wish. Make black, black, black. And some other color. And let's go to Tendril Town. Or 19 drills, as the case may be.
Right, I think Bryant would be disappointed that we didn't cast this Grape Shot.
That's true. We could have Grape Shot killed. Listen, 8 cast just cost me $500 with a nut draw. I'm trying to click through as few clicks as possible and just get out of here.
That's fair.
Bang. Yeah, that is true. We did just leave a grape shot kill, easy grape shot kill on the table.
This usually lets you grape shot pretty easily. That card is messed up in this format.
Yep, no doubt. Okay, so we have Reanimator who might be Black Stompy. Does that change our sideboard plan? Like, do we care about Gothy Voidwalker? This build might have Oppo Agent in it. That's in that like 3 or less mana castable creature zone.
We got these Chains of Vapor, and I think that they are going to go back to just trying to kill us.
Okay. All right.
Instead of putting in some dorky creatures into play.
I'll bite. Same deck. Let's rip it.
Yeah. That's a pretty neat sideboard juke. I heard a good podcast recently about sideboard jukes.
Oh, yeah? What was that podcast called?
I think it was called like the Eternal Glory Podcast or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. We did do a whole episode about sideboard jukes and how they need to be better in the matchup and they need to be a surprise. And my opponent's juke is now neither of those things. We've got a hand that does not play Magic. Per your earlier instructions, I think I send this one.
I would also ship this.
This one can play Magic. Brainstorm Echo gives us the LED Miracle Spin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is good enough on average.
Do we bottom a Rite of Flame? That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. So this Echo is actually not that far away from being hard cast either.
Right. True.
Our opponent is going way down the gutter.
I'm usually scared of that because it means they know I'm not going to interact and they're just going to go nutty. All right, they have Chancellor again. And me without a Veil, Insight. A 5-card Chancellor hand. Pedal. Mindbreak Trap. Entomb. Shit.
Oh.
They're just going to slide under with a Grizzlebrand. Yep. I'll play Draw Magic the Gathering. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
And we're not dead yet. We can... They did Grizzlebrand down to 5, which means that mini tendrils, like you don't need a full 10 storm to kill them. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, or even Grape Shot kills them here. But we need a couple of turns to do it, and I don't know if we get those turns.
Yeah, because if they have a second reanimate spell here, Grief, pretty brutal.
Yeah.
They probably take a Ritual, or is Brainstorm scarier from their position here?
I could see them taking Dark Ritual or Brainstorm.
Yeah. Yep, Brainstorm it is. And they even have enough life to reanimate Grief here and just be at 1 and hang out. And all right, they didn't go for that. Burning Wish.
Okay.
That is aligned to doing something.
Yeah.
Do
so
I
we play land go?
There is a Chancellor trigger we have to wade through, but I guess we can like use Dark Ritual to pay for Rite of Flame's Chancellor trigger next turn. Or I could just Rite of Flame now, break the bubble.
Yeah. I think we want the storm count.
Okay.
More than anything else. So we do have to survive a Grizzlebrand turn here, but we're not dead yet.
Yeah, if they draw 7, they go back to 5, and they get another round of discard spells, but I get another round of them being soft to tendrils. Okay, Fearless. Probably the right call, because if they can reanimate this Chancellor this turn, I'm just in the trash.
Oh, yeah.
Dark Ritual, good card I've heard.
Or Cast Brief?
Entombing, something else. Just Iona.
Iona on black incoming?
Animate Dead. All right, what color is this Iona?
Iona on black is beatable. Not really from this position, but it's beatable. Blue.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we care about that? They're still doing stuff.
Oh, that's a huge fetch for us. Well,
how's that fetch for us?
I would get the Badlands here.
Yeah, I think so. All right, gotta draw.
Any initial mana source wins us the game.
All right, any initial mana source. Give me Chromox. Give me regular ass non-fetch land.
Any land. I don't know.
All right, let's just draw and hope that it is just an untapped non-fetch land source of mana. Let's go draw step. That's not it. We are dead on board. Oh,
Yeah.
they can counter the Opal off the. I can pop the Chancellor trigger off Opal, but the opposition agent still.
Wow. Somehow the opposition agent is the final nail in the coffin here.
Yeah, Grizzlebrand, whatever. Iona, beatable. Oppo agent, shit. GG.
2 fetch lands.
Yeah, there's just no way to get a second mana. Because Opal, Storm 1, Rite of Flame, Storm 2, Dark Ritual, Storm 3, Burning Wish for Grape Shot, you're dead. And I'm just looking at this, making sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, there's just no way to get the second piece off.
Yeah. You were right about them having opposition agent, though.
Yeah, like that was very clearly in the range of cards that should be in a deck like this. Sucks that they drew 14 cards. I can't complain that they had it. Fucking sure.
Yeah.
All right. GG. That was closer than it needed to be, but also, yikes.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like a matter of inches there. And I think that, like, from the other side of the table, it's not clear that it's that close.
Yeah, that probably looks like they just steamrolled me, but I mean, if they have Epic Gamble chops. Okay, another 3-2, which concludes our $500 2-bullet shot, which, Alex, I talked about in my opening, that in the first episode, how all of the other $500 challenges I've been sent on this channel are decks that have like Force of Will and Prismatic Ending and Uro in them, where there's just a lot of breathing room and you're never like just dead. There's good and bad matchups, of course, but like the floor is pretty high. The Epic Storm, as we saw in my first pod with Doomsday and this pod with 8cast here, you are accepting some vulnerabilities in favor of power. I think it's safe to say with this deck.
Yeah. Playing TES as a league deck is really rough. It's pretty rare for people to 5-0 in general with this deck. And usually it's because you didn't hit one of the unwinnable matchups, or you got very lucky and did one of those matchups. It's definitely super strong in a higher caliber tournament setting where you're less likely to run into some of the nonsense. I think you saw how we played against the blue decks, right?
Yeah, the blue deck matchups were hilarious, and we're just relaying for 12 into 15 into 17 into, whatever, go nuts.
Yeah.
Or like relay for 17 is our backup plan if they can even answer the first thing. Like, I can certainly see how that feels incredible. Even like a more simple kind of prison deck where we can set up a crash turn and just punch through, like against red prison or something. Life total is a resource, pace out how long we have to get through this. I get 8cast where they back it up with Force of Will, 8 forces on top of their chalices. Brutal.
Yeah.
And just losing the die roll to that Reanimator Stompy hybrid. I personally don't love when the die roll is super important to my games of Magic. And yeah, like I get that we're favored going along against blue with the Epic Storm. I definitely feel the rush though when I'm playing a deck like this, where it's like, oh shit, we lost the die roll, versus like, okay, we lost the die roll. I still have Ponder, which is not the case with this deck.
Yeah, and I think that like versus Reanimator, you can lose the die roll and win. It's just that our opponent didn't give us those chances. And even in the last game where we were on the draw post board, we had outs to win.
Yeah, so it took draw 14 plus Iona plus opposition agent, and we were still live to like an untapped land, or I don't remember if Chrome Mox would have won the game. That would have. I don't think that one does. But
no, I don't think Chrome Mox or Petal wins the game because you run into some awkward. No, it does, because we get to cast the Dark Ritual in response to the Chancellor trigger and pay. So that works out.
Oh yeah, cool. Okay, yep.
Do we run out of mana? I don't know.
I don't know. It's gone now. Gone to time. Historians can study the footage, but for today,
Yeah, tell me the comments of Lotus Metal wins that game.
Yeah, just really, really cool that we have that staying power. The flip side of play draw Magic, like the decks I like to play don't really mind that much if they're on the play or the draw, is if the Grizzlebrand arrives, I don't really play decks that can power through it. Like normally it's like, okay, there's that, and then like a couple discard spells, clear my plow or whatever, and that's that. The ability to just rip and beat 17 power plus 2 different restrictive options, undeniable. And the games where we do our thing, I actually kind of enjoy the like down and dirty natural tendrils for 9 after they fetch and force more than I like the relay for our whole deck kind of games. Like I really appreciate those scrappy little uggos. The main deck or the main or the upkeep ad nauseum when the opponent picked the wrong spot to abrupt decay, like those kind of spots I really enjoy with this deck, and I can see how this would be addictive to a gamer who enjoys that sort of thing.
The games where you're like, okay, I'm going to ad nauseum with double veil backup, and then your opponent just like forces both veils and generates enough storm for you to kill them with the tendrils by accident, that's also a rush where they were checkmated. They just didn't quite realize how far they were checkmated.
Yeah, so nasty. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Jeremy, sorry I don't get to take your $500 this time. The Epic Storm, not my wheelhouse. I even phoned a friend, brought in an expert, and sometimes the cards say no. 3-2'd with Alex, 3-2'd without Alex, hit an air quotes unwinnable matchup in each one in 8 cast and Doomsday, and thus concludes the series. Alex, you have anything you want to say about the Epic Storm before we bounce here?
Deck is really fun. It's very good versus all the blue decks. It's a great tournament deck. Of course, visit theepicstorm.com where you can find all of the resources you could ever possibly need to learn how to play this deck and deeper. I sometimes write content there once a month. This year I've been doing an intro to TES article series, so it's everything the beginner would need to pick this deck up. Interviews with lots of other legacy community members. I think that you had recently had a interview that got posted to theepicstorm.com.
I did, yes.
Great content there.
Yep. Okay. Everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out theepicstorm.com and check out my Patreon and all of the links that support my channel in the video description. Thanks for you all for watching. Jeremy, thanks for sponsoring this content, and I'll see you for the next video.